our new clutch switch. Clutch switch is finally wired. $30 a quart. It's a lot more work than I anticipated. I have no idea what I'm doing. The ECU back into the car. And the car is pretty much complete. If everything goes right, we'll be able to tune Thursday or Friday. Going to be working with Driveshaftpro. So they're going to be building me a custom drive shaft. The engine bay is back together. Cooler line is supposed to go here. There's no hole in the transmission for it. Here we go. The transmission is finally full of fluid. Hello, I'm Jensen. What's going on, guys? So we are back. This is episode 18 of building a manual Hellcat charger. There's a lot of stuff going on in this video. So I've been dealing with 3 different drive shaft places for the past 3 weeks. First took it to a place in San Leandro. It took them a week of having the drive shaft to tell me that they didn't even want to touch it. Went to a place in Antioch. They said they didn't want to touch it. At least that took a day. Apparently, drive shaft shop drive shafts are disliked by every driveline place around here. They do not like those drive shafts. So if you're looking at getting one of those, don't think you're gonna get it, you know, worked on at any point in time by any other place besides Driveshaft shop. With that being said, Jose mentioned that there's a spot in Sac that will do it damn near same day, if not in a day and a half or whatever. So I'm like, okay, call them this morning at 10 a.m. give them the rundown of what I need done. They're like, okay, it'll take, you know, day, 2 days maximum. We need a deposit. It'll be around $850 to $1,000. I'm like, all right, cool, on the way. Drive all the way out there today. Mind you, this is 2 hours after going to all these other places. So 2 hours there, get there, and then after building out a custom drive shaft, right? Because they don't want to work on the drive shaft shop one. I end up selling that one. I'm like, okay, I need this built. Mind you, on the phone, they said $850 to $1,000. After building the drive shaft, they're like, okay, that'll be $1,850. I'm like, how in the world did it just jump $1,000 from being on the phone to coming here in person? They're like, it cost this much, blah, 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 blah. Ended up giving me a little bit of a discount. So they said it's $1,600. They made me put a $100 deposit down. At that time, a couple hours ago, I was distraught. I was over it, tired of dealing with drive shaft places. Dropped off the $100, left, came home, made a post, and then Gary, huge shout out to Gary from Hoonigans, commented on the post I just made because I was kind of complaining, saying I got to spend this much on a drive shaft, blah, blah, blah. Tagged Driveshaftpros, and now I'm going to be working with Driveshaftpro. So they're going to be building me a custom drive shaft, and I will be working with that company. So huge shout out to those guys, huge lifesavers, headache savers, a bunch of stuff. So huge shout out to them. This is gonna save a ton of time. They're gonna be able to build it in one day, and then they'll ship it out to me. And then obviously in the future, if I need drive shafts or anything like that, they'll be the only people that I'll be working with. Driveshaftpros, it's gonna be a dope build. Shout out to you guys. Let's show you guys what we're doing today. Forget about the drive shaft for now. Move Cook's car out the way real quick. That thing is running perfect now. But yeah, today we are finally going to be putting in those transmission lines. I said forget it, let's just put in those pinch lines because it's not super detrimental. It's not pinched all the way. There's no punctures or holes or anything, so it's not gonna leak. There's still gonna be flow going in and out of there. So we're just gonna throw those on, fill it with fluid, so that way as soon as the drive shaft gets here, maybe Monday, Tuesday, we can take this thing and go get tuned. I'm tired of messing with it. You see, it's got this H kind of connection. These are the manual ones, so we'll just pop this side off and then connect these to right there. Episode 18, we're getting to it. I've been stressing all morning, but Driveshaftpros just saved my whole day. Not gonna lie, I was a little distraught over paying $1,600 for a damn drive shaft. Make sure you guys go follow my guys, Driveshaftpro on Instagram.
Probably about a year and a half ago,
their Instagram live right now.
The hill somewhere and he beat it up, so we had to build a new front shaft.
But they have
that one?
Great
Mazdas right here, RX-7s. We have steel and aluminum versions. Mazda RX-7. You Mazda RX-7 aficionados, they're complete. The original are staked in, not us. what up, man? Hello. Let's work, brother.
Talking to them on Instagram right now, getting all the measurements and stuff sent to them, and then said it'll take about a day to get made. So guessing maybe receive it Monday, Tuesday latest. I'm way less stressed. Huge shout out to Driveshaftpro. Make sure you guys go follow them on IG. So trying to get these transmission lines in, they looked up a video, and in this video
sides that
it shows that the transmission lines, this line in particular, has nowhere to go. There's only one, I think this is the drain plug right here, one plug here. So I don't know. That's for a 2015. It might be completely different from the 2016 newer. I gotta do a little bit more research, but so we found out where it's supposed to go. So there's supposed to be a fitting right here for the line to go into, and for some reason that line is not there. So if you look, it's hard to focus, but that's where the cooler line is supposed to go, which is right here. And for some reason this transmission does not have that finish. My bad. So just talked to Irvin, aka Blackbird Transmissions, the dude who I bought the trans from. He said that he bought it from Hoonigan, and obviously they don't really do anything Mopar that's not a Hellcat motor. So that's definitely for a Hellcat. It's just there's no cooler lines. And I've talked to a bunch of people, and they said transmission cooler lines on a manual trans are kind of overkill. Like, you don't necessarily need them. A lot of people don't run them. Like Jose doesn't run them, Irv doesn't run them, a lot of the LS guys don't run them. It looks like I'm not gonna run them either, because there's no hole in the transmission for it. So don't necessarily have a choice. I wanted to, because transmission cooler is built into the radiator, so the lines run from the radiator to the transmission, and that's how they cool down. You know, all the coolant and everything going through there will cool the transmission fluid down. But I guess we're just gonna have to forget that. So after stressing for I don't know how long about transmission lines, going to San Jose, coming back, stressing off of them, we're not even gonna use them. This build has my emotions on a goddamn roller coaster. It's crazy. Like this morning, super bummed about the drive shaft, and then boom, got in contact with Driveshaftpro. Now I'm way up here. I'm juiced. I'm happy. Come to the shop, go to put in the trans lines. There's no hole in the transmission. I'm way down here. I'm depressed. I'm sad. It's crazy, but yeah, it looks like we'll have to remove the top half of those transmission lines, which look like this. So these plug into the radiator, and we'll just have to figure out how to plug the radiator so no fluid goes in or out. But that's where we're at. Had to take the air filter off. What's it look like, Danny? Strange? Yeah. All the way back there. These lines are hella long, but they're coming out. And I was also told as long as it's empty, we don't necessarily need to cap them, because they're not going to leak. If it's empty, you know, coolant and stuff's not going to come out of that hole. It's the transmission fluid. So I'm not sure how to make sure that's empty, but I don't think we got to plug them. So it's definitely not drained. It's pissing a lot of fluid. Bye. That's what the lines are out. So no more lines in the car. Freed up some space too, so got a little bit of more clearance of everything. Now we just gotta fill this damn trans up with some fluid. Valvoline Dexmark non-synthetic. Irv said it takes like 4.5 quarts. I got 5 quarts just to be safe, so let's go ahead. Let's take a quick peek outside. So Ash just got a bunch of new parts on the 2024 thing, S650. Brand new extra splitter. I like that. Made the front a lot more aggressive. Okay.
EMP.
Nice. And then he also just did a X pipe, right?
Yes, sir. Steeda X pipe.
It was a little quiet. Okay. That sounds a lot throatier.
It does, yeah.
That sounds a lot better. Okay.
That shit go crazy.
That sounds hella good. That sounds hella better. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on at the shop today. Cisco just got the cutty cleaned and buffed the other day, so it's looking all shiny. Let's get to the Driftcat. Over here stressing, his back still hurts. You ain't getting no backy out of me.
The backy out of me.
Spinal?
Spinal.
Broke his back. Not good. I'm good to go. Cisco's back still hurts, so he's taking off the bolt, and I'm gonna fill it with fluid. Here we go. 1 quart. Whoa, 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 whoa! Guide me. Try doing this for 5 quarts and tell me you don't have arm pump. This is wild. Alright, so we're full. About 4.5 quarts. We're both covered in transmission fluid. The transmission is finally full of fluid. Hell yeah, dude. Nice. Oh, fuck. As you can see, the engine bay, besides, you know, what we just took apart to get the lines out, intake and stuff, the engine bay is back together. As you can see, windshield wipers, cowl is back on. You replaced that fuel line, I'm guessing. Tucked off. Super far back there, but everything is back together. It took a long time. Like, there's a lot of work done to this that is behind the scenes, you know. You wouldn't know that it was done if you didn't watch the videos, but I think one of the only things we need to do next, besides drive shaft, obviously, fill it with some coolant. We might end up starting it before going to tune, just to see. We need to make sure it will crank over before we take it all the way to Sacramento anyway. So we might just do like a quick little beep 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 and then turn it right off. That's probably what we'll do, just to see, because we got to see if that clutch switch sends signal to the motor and actually starts the car and shit before we take it all the way there for a tune and schedule dyno time and all the shit and not be able to, you know, use it. Stay tuned. We are really close. We're getting it done. This is episode 18. Probably the ending will be episode 20. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. Maybe into the 20s, but I'm thinking ending episode 20 of the manual charger build series. But that's gonna be the end of this episode. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the bell, thumbs up, all that stuff. Once again, huge shout out to Driveshaftpro. We're gonna be installing that Driveshaft in the next episode, so make sure you guys stay tuned. But yeah, see you in the next video. Peace.